Good day, fans. J. Wellington Robofella here for this month's video review. I have good news and bad news about the Colonel. Good news is he's up and about and on his feet and has made a full recovery. Bad news is it turns out his doctors were tribal men and have kidnapped him. I wouldn't worry about him too much, though. I'm sure he's gotten out of more elusive scrapes than this, though I did find it odd that they were treating him with pickled chicken's feet. No matter, this month's review is on Quantum Conundrum, the latest game from Portal creator Kim Swift. Can this game rise to its own greatness, or is the shadow cast by Portal too great?
In this game, you take control of a young boy visiting his mad scientist uncle. Due to unknown circumstances, he's been trapped in a pocket dimension and the house has gone on lockdown, leaving you to restart the manor's power and escape. While you navigate through the twists and turns of the quadrangle manor/laboratory, you're aided by a glove that can switch dimensions on the fly to help solve puzzles. Fluffy Dimension turns everything pink, furry, and very light. Heavy does the opposite, making objects weigh 10 times more. Slow-mo does exactly what you would think, and reverse gravity is just the same. By picking up objects, pressing buttons, pulling levers, and switching dimensions quickly, you work your way through the manor and closer to the mystery of what happened to the house shortly after you arrive.
The gameplay in this game is rock solid. Switching between dimensions is smooth as butter and almost as easy to understand. As you go to a new wing in the manor, you're introduced to a new dimension, and the first 2 or 3 puzzles you can't control it. You are only introduced to it and you get to see what effects it has on the environment. So for heavy, fluffy, slow-mo, and gravity, you get to see for the first 2 or 3 puzzles what exactly that does, which is quite helpful whenever you're just starting the game. And as you take control of the dimensions, the puzzles start to shift, and you find solutions to puzzles that may not apply in one place as they do in the other, like in Zelda or some game like that. That leads to very creative, very difficult puzzle-solving aspects in this game, and finishing a level just feels magical.
Yes, finally out of the room! Now to continue helping my uncle. No, my uncle in the game, Mother. Yes, I know Uncle Thaddeus is sick and needs help trimming his toes, but I'm not going. I have the world to save. Well, because his feet smell like kimchi. I don't care if he invented the teleharmonium, just go back to playing bunco!
In fact, most of the problems with Quantum Conundrum lie in the environment around the puzzles. It seems that the developers finished what the gameplay was supposed to be, and then sort of threw in everything afterward. And there's no better example of this than your uncle. He narrates the entire game, and don't get me wrong, he's rather entertaining and funny for the first, I don't know, 20 puzzles or so, but after a while, it starts to grate on you. His main job is to give you hints and to keep you entertained when traveling from puzzle to puzzle, and believe me, it does get boring very, very quickly. I mean, I can only listen to so many lines of witty dialogue when traveling from point A to point B before I just want to be there already.
Jeez, yes I know, you don't like that I'm here and have no idea why you're there. I know. That's all you've talked about for 3 days. I'm getting so sick and tired of hearing you drone on and on about your problems and about our family's history and about the house. Who cares about the house? I don't care if anybody expanded their living quarters, nor if they've been exposed to any radiation. Why should I care? I hardly even know you. I haven't even seen you yet. This is obviously annoying. Why? Ooh, here's another puzzle.
It's not your uncle's fault entirely. The only other supporting cast in the game is a drinking bird and some sort of furry creature named Ike. Though there is something odd about that guy.
Yes, I should get to continue the game now. I wonder... Do a thing? What does this do? I'm onto you, demon bear.
The story in this game is almost insignificant and could have been interchanged with any other story and nobody would have noticed. I didn't really care about any of the characters, and before any of you start going, well Jay, I mean it is a puzzle game, you know, story doesn't really matter in a puzzle game, let me cut you off there, laugh in your face and shout the word Portal at you! In fact, this is the second game from Kim Swift, creator of Portal, so I would have expected something on that same level. Unfortunately, this time she didn't have one of the best writers in the industry at her side, and it really shows.
Can we just pretend you're GLaDOS and maybe Ike is the weighted companion cube? Nope. Though the characters and story are completely forgettable, small touches in the game almost make me forget that. Small details added to the environment make it feel like it's a more cohesive experience and one that was well thought out. From the clever science book names on the shelf, to the shifting painting content by switching dimensions, to the small anecdotes about your activities from your uncle, the game certainly looks great sometimes.
So where's the disconnect here? How can a game that had so many elements right gotten about half the game so wrong? It seems to me that 6 more months of playtesting and story writing and perfecting the game, just really putting on the finishing touches, really would have done this game worlds of good. As it is right now, we've gotten sort of a doughy, half-cooked pizza that melts between our hands whenever we clearly ordered thin crust. And nowhere is this more evident than the ending.
For a story built around the mystery on why the manor is on lockdown and what the flooding of science juice in the labs means, the delivery of the ending is a mere whimper. There's hardly any cinematic, as the ending is conveyed mostly through still images or small animations and dialogue from your uncle. A short, 1-minute payoff that reveals almost nothing about what happened, where you are, or what you're doing is incredibly unsatisfying.
This perplexed me until I noticed that there were already 2 announced DLCs coming to this game by the end of the year. This is a growing trend that we've been seeing, but I've already made my very angry, very negative opinion on the matter known, so let's just skip over that, shall we? Suffice to say, I'll be very disappointed if somebody who's already made the purchase only got 75% of a complete game and must purchase their ending. It really turns my stomach to think that this is a growing trend. Please prove me wrong here, Quantum Conundrum. I'm begging you.
So is 3/4 of a full game worth paying for? Could its flaws be overlooked, or could it even be as good as its spiritual predecessor, Portal?
I'd say so. At $15, it's approximately 6 hours of mind puzzlery that will leave your puzzler spring sprung. Whatever that means. I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the game immensely. And though at times it does get tedious and it's not very good at sucking you into its world, it is quite entertaining and the puzzles are fantastic. The gameplay elements are spot on. Though, if they release the ending in DLC without telling me that that was their plan, I am going to be angry. Livid, in fact. I may even send emails. A lot of emails. I may use the caps lock key in some of them. No matter. This has been J. Wellington Romefeller bidding you a good evening of good gaming.
Oh man, if only this were a rug. I can show you the world, shining something and something else as well.